Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. What up? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. How y'all doing today? Yup. Yeah, I gotta check it out. I got a fresh cut today, so it's Saturday, so it's fresh cut Saturday. So I had to make sure it's looking right for the camera. You know how that go. Again, I had a thing that I wanted to talk about. I've been trying to talk about this for like 2 days now. Well, this will be the second day. But unfortunately, I'm going to talk about something else. And the reason why that is, when I go through my day to day, I do a lot of reflecting. And, not only do I do a lot of reflecting, and I don't really discuss this and I haven't really put this out there, but I do mentor as well. And the reason that I don't really put that out there, that I mentor people, is because I really don't want my inbox flooded, with requests for mentorship. One, there's just not enough hours in the day, considering everything else I already do. And two, mentorship is one of these things where, if I see you, I pay attention to people. I see you, and if I see that, you doing everything you can, you putting in that work, you doing the things you got to do, I'm going to definitely help you get over the top. You don't have to come to me. I'm going to come to you. And ask you, how can I help you? You know what I mean? Because I want to see you win. Because I see you doing everything you can. And sometimes, you can do everything you can and it's not enough. You know what I mean? Again, no one gets anywhere by themselves, and relationships make the world go round. And so because of that, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you need that extra oomph. You know what I mean? You need that extra push. You need that person in your life that can pick up a phone and make a phone call and change circumstances and situations for you. You know what I mean? And, I'm always honored and happy to do that for people. But again, you gotta show me. I mean, your work ethic and your diligence, your mentality, your discipline has to match your goals and your vision. You know what I mean? And when I see that it does, I'm cheerleading for you. I'm with you. I'm riding. You know what I mean? I want to help you. You know what I mean? So, but aside from that, let me go ahead and get into this now. So this is a hashtag Get Real Woke discussion on mentality and association. Now, I'm going to just say this up front. Let me just put this out there right now. Some people, perhaps a lot of people, aren't going to like what I say here. And that is what it is. I may lose some followers. Some people may unsubscribe from my YouTube channel that see this video on my YouTube channel. Hey, look here. Let me tell you straight up. One thing about it, I'm always speak the real as I see it. And I'm always come from a factual place of experience. And what I know to be true from that experience, right? And moreover, at the end of the day, if you're not ready for this kind of conversation, if you're not ready to deal with these kind of things and face this kind of mirror right here, hey, everything else I'm talking about and teaching is of no benefit, because you're not going to be able to fully take advantage of it anyway. Moreover, I'm looking for people looking for me. So if you unsubscribe, if you unfollow based on this video right here, hey, holla at you, baby, deuces. I wish you well in your future endeavors, but hey, I'm not for everyone. And I'm not trying to be for everyone. I'm trying to be for those people that really want to make it, that really want to do it, that really want to be successful. That's who I'm for. Everybody else, hey, man, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Deuces, holla. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this, right? So let me see. I got to remember how to do this thing here. I got to remember how to pin stuff. So let me see something here, because I want to put a book out that I think everyone should read, and I'm gonna tell you what the title is as well for those that are gonna see this on YouTube. So I will tell you the title. And it's by James Allen. Okay, so let's see. Now, boom, I do that. Now let's see how I can pin that. Let me see how I can pin that. It's not doing, but there it goes. Pin comment. Boom. Okay, so as you see, I pinned a book there, right? I pinned a book. It's called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Yo, listen, if you really want a real gut check on mentality shift, I recommend it. I highly recommend that you read the book As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Listen, I read this book about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, somewhere around in there. And boy, let me tell you something. That book is a very short read, right? I think I read that book in about an hour, right? The first time. And then I read it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And one thing I can tell you, like the way that book hit me with personal growth and development, man, really reshaped my thinking. And I really thought I had a great thought process anyway. But reading that book, listen, like, because it's going to force you to face some things that, and have to address some situations that, you're going to have to address it anyway if you really want to be where you want to be. So I recommend reading that book, and I'm going to talk about some things in that book when I talk about these mentality and associations, right? So the first thing I want to tell you, and the first thing I want to share with you is, as most of you know, and if you don't, you'll know now, I'm a Muslim, right? And one of the things that we learn in Islam, and I think one of my most favorite sayings in Islam is that Allah does not change the conditions of the people until they change the conditions within themselves, right? Change starts from the inside out. And it's not until you begin to shift the inside, right, that radiates out and you're able to shift the outside and your situations and outcomes in life. So it starts, change starts within and then flows out from there, And so part of being successful is definitely being able to shift the mentality. It's a mentality to being successful, right? And a lot of the things that you may be used to may be diametrically opposed to, what you need to be used to, what you need to get used to, and the things that you need to be doing, and the type of mentality that you need to be having to be able to get where it is that you want to be, right? Now, if you like me, I got this out the mud. I did. I ain't come from nothing. I really didn't. My mom was a single parent. She did heroin for a long period of time. And I was mentally, emotionally, and physically abused the better part of my childhood. And when you take a psychology course and you do some reading, one of the things you learn is that we are molded by our conditions and our cognitions, right? We are molded by our environment. And so if you come from places like I come from, right, you have a survivor's mentality, because, we didn't have anything. Like, we were poor. We were poor. So everything was about survival, just getting to the next day, right? And when you have that kind of mentality, you're always fighting for tomorrow, not fighting for the future, if that makes sense. You're always fighting to get through today so you can even have an opportunity to wake up tomorrow. And so, when you're always in survival mentality, when you're always in fight or flight mentality, you don't get the opportunity to really look to the future. And, that is a debilitating feeling. And I live that feeling, right? And so part of being successful is being able to get away from that mentality and to begin to shift into a mentality that allows you to look forward. Now, I'm not saying don't be a fighter. You still got to be a fighter. Let's be clear about that, right? You still got to want to survive, right? Because, in this game of growth and progression, in this game of business development and success, you definitely got to survive today to see tomorrow. You definitely got to be a fighter because you're going to get knocked down a lot of times and you got to be willing to get back up. But it's the way you fight. You know what I mean? It's the way you fight. The way you fight is different when you begin to shift your mentality. The way you survive, the way you look at survival is different when you begin to shift your mentality, right? And thought shapes action. Let's be clear about that. Thought does shape action. And when you begin to shift your mentality, you got to begin to let go of your associations. People that you knew from, where you come from. This ride isn't for everybody. And so the funny thing is, the people that was in the mud with you might not be able to make it out of the mud with you. You know what I mean? And that's not a knock on you. That's a knock on them because they're not willing to do what's necessary to get up out of that mud. And so, see, the problem that we have is, and it's a fear. And I think we all go through it when you come from circumstances similar to mine, right? You go through so much changing. I mean, God, we have been evicted a number of times. I remember moving in the night, really late. I remember, all of those things. I remember, I remember not having food in the refrigerator. I remember what that felt like. I remember these things. And, when you're so used to losing things, so used to things changing all of the time, you try to hold on to everything that you can, right? You become kind of a hoarder. You become, not only a physical hoarder, but you become an emotional hoarder, right? So you start hanging on, any friend that you have from back in the day, you want to hang on to it because transition is scary. Transition is hard, right? And so, holding on to what you're used to, holding on to what you know is always a lot easier than letting go and transitioning to that unknown where you're not really sure what's going to happen or how it's going to turn out. And the scary part for a lot of people is the fact that, when you begin to transition and go into that world, the fear is that, well, if it doesn't work out and I fail, and I let go of what I was comfortable with and let go of what I was used to, then when I try to go back to those people won't want to have anything to do with me, right? Okay. So let's talk about that, right? First of all, people that are for you going to be for you, no matter what you do, because they're going to understand that you got to do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, you can't let the fear of moving forward, the fear of transitioning outweigh the fear of outweigh the comfortability of staying where you are. Because the reality of the situation is you cannot progress. No one ever progressed. No one ever grew. No one ever became successful staying where they're comfortable. People that thrive and succeed and progress, these are people that take chances, take risks. They're willing to step outside of their comfort zone. They're willing to expand their horizons and try new things, right? You have to have the courage to try new things. You have to have the courage to stumble and fall. And that's not easy for some people. You know what I mean? But you'll never grow unless you step outside of your comfort zone. And moreover, the interesting thing is, if you've ever heard the term growing pains, it hits different when you're on this side, right? Because you understand that there is no growth without pain. You're going to go through some pain. What a lot of people don't know or probably don't realize, because, most of your growth happens while you're sleeping, right? When your bones grow, it hurts. But a lot of times you don't feel that pain because you're sleeping. And most of the body's growth happens while you're sleeping, right? And so you don't feel that pain. But bones hurt when they grow. They do. There is pain there. There's pain in all growth. It's the pain that purifies you and refines you and develops you into what you need to be for the next phase of your life, for the next phase of your transition, for the next phase of your journey. You know what I mean? So let me dig into these associations a little bit. Let me show you why associations are so important and why bad associations are a negative thing. I read a meme. I read a meme. It was actually a story, and it said that you ever wondered why it is that people that that you knew when you first started on your journey are not nearly as supportive as people who don't know you? You ever notice that? The reason why that is because people that knew you from way back where you started, from the mud, right? They still in the mud. So they remember you as you are, and they see where you are now, right? And they don't support because, you are a constant reminder of where they still are. You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of times people that don't support you. So let's start there, right? Now, when you deal with negative associations, when you deal with people that are and I'm not saying everybody that where you come from is like this, right? But those people will make themselves known, and they will be able to make the transition with you because they'll be on the same journey and path that you're on. But a lot of people, when you come from places like we come from the mud, right? Unfortunately, you got to turn your back on them and let them go. You got to move past them. You got to move beyond them. Because these are the ones that are going to tell you what you can't do. These are going to be the ones that don't support. These are going to be the ones that are, silent haters. You know what I mean? Talking about you behind your back. These are going to be the ones preying on your downfall. These are going to be the ones that every time you talk to them, they have something negative to say, not just about you, but about life in general. They always got a problem. They never have a solution. They always bring the problems to you and they want you to solve these problems. You know what I mean? They want you they want you to be the salvation to them. You see what I'm saying? So they bring extra weight to your table. They bring extra stress to your table. They bring negative energy to your table because they always talking negative about themselves, about their situation, about whatever it is you doing. They always comparing what you got to what they got, comparing what you doing to what they doing, right? It's nothing but negativity and there's no positivity in the situation. And the problem with that situation is, to be quite honest with you, if you really want me to be real with you, is that negative energy is draining. It drains your energy. It kills your positivity. You see what I'm saying? Most definitely kills your positivity. And that weight drags you down and slows you down. It's like carrying an anchor. And it stops you from being able to move forward. Imagine if, you know what I'm saying, you trying to run this race and you trying to run as fast as you can, but you chained to a Mack truck. A human being chained to a Mack truck trying to move forward. You running as hard as you can, but that Mack truck ain't moving. You running in place. Making zero progress because of associations. Such is the weight of associations. So you got to understand that success is not just physical, it's spiritual too. And so when you always got people around you that are negative, that are not doing anything positive in their own lives, right? What happens here's an interesting thing, right? That negativity, they're pouring that into your spirit. They're unloading their burdens on you. They're unloading their weight on you. They're pouring negativity into your spirit. And when that happens, it drains your spirit. It drains your energy. It drains your willpower. Because you carrying the negativity of your associations with you everywhere you go. It is the worst thing when you wake up in the morning, you get a phone call from one of your associations, and you got to start your morning on negativity because that's all they got to bring to the table. See what I'm saying? It ain't cool. It ain't cool at all. But let's walk this a little further. See, the scary thing about losing these associations and leaving them behind, and it's the thing that scares people, right? Because it's like now, right, these been your friends for so long, and you worry about what they gonna think because you stopped talking to them. Hello? You worry that they gonna tell you, oh, he or she think, they better than me now. They think they better than us. And okay, let's talk about that, right? As a human being, no human being is better than another human being, right? Because we all got to wake up in the morning, right? We all going to put our pants on one leg at a time. At some point throughout the day, we got to eat. At some point in the day, we going to go to sleep. But let me tell you where we differ, right? Let me tell you where you differ when you on a different path, right? When you moving towards growth and progression and success in your life. Let me tell you where you differ. Right? Where you differ is once you get up out of that bed, once you brush your teeth, do all the things you got to do, and you leave and you go outside, once you get your day started, that's where the difference begins. Because the choices you make are going to be better than the choices they make. Because if you know better, you do better. Right? So the choices you make are going to be better than the choices that they've made. And so, in that aspect, yeah, Yeah, you are better than them. You're making better choices. You're going to have better outcomes. Better is better. And it's not, and you got to stop feeling bad about having the confidence and assurance of knowing that while we are equal as humans, I am better than you in the choices that I make. I am better than you in the actions that I take. My discipline is better than yours. My fight is better than yours. My willpower is better than yours. My thirst for knowledge is better than yours. My execution abilities are better than yours. So in all of those areas, yes, in fact, I am better than you, and it is okay for me to say that. It is okay for me, right, to own that reality. And you are not going to make me feel bad, right, because I'm doing better things than you are. I am not going to diminish myself, right, to make you feel better about yourself. And let me give you some more game, right? Check this out. So, as I told you, I'm Muslim. I was born Christian. I was born and raised Christian, right? So I was raised in the Christian, environment. And, I've always kind of been like a little bit of a nerdy kind of dude that liked to read a lot of stuff. So I've read the Bible lots of times cover to cover. And I would try to memorize the scriptures and do all of that. And just one scripture I'm going to share with you. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So think about this. If that person is telling you, right, check this out. If that person is telling you, oh, you think you better than me? Is it me that thinks I'm better than you? Because I'm not thinking, I'm knowing. Let's be clear about that. Is it me that thinks I'm better than you? Or is it you that thinks I'm better than you? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Huh? That's reality. And so when you start hearing things like that, you got to cut that. You got to get rid of them. They're not for your journey. They're not going where you're going. They're not. And that is the reality of the situation. And in order for you to begin to attract the types of associations that you're going to need to continue to grow and progress, you have to make space in your association category. Because let me tell you some truth and some reality. People don't attract what they want. They attract who they are. That's in the book As a Man Thinketh, actually. People don't attract what they want. They attract who they are. Let that marinate for a while. So when you continue, right, to hang out in a place where you no longer want to be, if you continue to hang out with associations that are still wallowing in the mud, did you not think that you weren't going to get mud on your clothes? Come on now. Make it make sense. And so if you are going to diminish yourself and degrade yourself to fit in a place where you no longer should be, right? Then the reality of the situation is this, right? You are attracting exactly who you are. You are attracting exactly who you are. Because you refuse to begin to make the shifts and changes to become who you need to be for the next transition in your life. So really what you're doing is you're like a car driving in circles. That's what you are. You're a car just driving in circles. So busy shrinking so that those around you don't feel inadequate. Think about that a second. That's crazy. There's a poem by Marianne Williamson. We were all meant to shine as children do. That's part of the poem. It's not in just some of us, it's in all of us. And as we allow our light to shine, you got to allow it to shine, you unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. As you begin to liberate yourself, right, then others can become liberated around you. But you're not going to be able to liberate nobody until you liberate yourself. And that means that you got to let some people go. And that's okay. Because see, when you don't let those people go and you keep staying in those circles, turning in circles, the people that see your potential, that want to help you, they can't even touch you. Because you're too much of a risk and a liability. Not because of what they see in you, but because of what they see around you. One of them could do something stupid and you could be around that person when they do that something stupid. And now all of a sudden you wrapped up in that something stupid. And now if a person that is really wanting to help you because they see your potential, they got a reputation, they got relationships, they worked hard to get where they are, they started introducing you around, and now you get caught up in this BS, guess what's going to happen? Now the people that they introduced them, that they introduce you to, gonna go to them and be like, hey, ain't that person isn't that person that you was with? It makes them look bad. You are tarnishing their credibility, their value, their worth, right? And nobody is going to take that risk that has sufficient standing because they've worked too hard to get where they are to allow a risky situation into their environment, into their circle. So you can't even progress. You cutting off your own nose to spite your face. You killing yourself. You shooting yourself in the foot. We got to understand that we are our number one competitor, ourselves. You are your number one competitor, but you can also be your worst enemy. And that's real. And I just wanted to take some time to share this with y'all because I felt like this needed to be said. It is okay when you know that you're going somewhere else and you on a different path to let those that are not on that path and trying to accomplish and grow, it's okay to let them go. It is okay to know, right, that your work product is better than someone else's. It is okay to know that you cut from a different cloth. And it's okay to say it. It's okay to say, yeah, my work product better than yours. Proof positive. Yes, I'm smarter than you. Yes, my choices are better than yours. Yes, the position I'm moving into is better than the position that you're moving into. Yes, these are facts of life. And this is why, at this point in time, you have to take the off-ramp now and exit my highway. Because we don't want the same things. We not going the same places. See what I'm saying? And it don't matter what they talking about. They think you think you better than that. No, I don't think I know. Like, I know that the actions speak louder than the words. What I'm doing and what you're doing are diametrically opposed to each other. Where I'm going and where you're going are markedly different places. And the thing about life is, see, this is the thing. In life, you only move forward and backwards. That's it. You're either making progress or you're regressing. See, a lot of people are standing stagnant and they think that they standing still. And so they just neutral, not making progress, and they not regressing either. But what you got to understand is even when you stand still, you are moving backwards because life is still moving forward. And you are being left behind. And other people are progressing every day while you still standing still. And every second that you breathe breath is a second that you closer to death. So you losing ground every day. So you are regressing every day that you're not making progress. It's forward or backwards. There is no neutral in this thing. And that's real. I just wanted to drop that with y'all today. I just wanted to leave that with y'all today. I hope that, this helps some people. And I hope that, people that watch this video, that, the ones that really want it are able to benefit from what I said here and really take a long, hard assessment about what they got going on around them and what they got going on inside of them. And begin to shift that mentality, because the first step to success in this life is a shifting of mentality. Nothing else you do will matter if you don't have a shifting of mentality. Because you're going to always find yourself right back where you started. Your mentality is going to put you there. That's why we say in finance, it's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep that's most important. Because, yeah, even a broke clock is right 2 times in a day. Yeah, a lot of people can make money, but can you hold on to it? Is your mentality developed enough to be able to not only make it, but be strategic enough to hold on to it? It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. A lot of people make a lot of money every month. It's a lot of people doing that. And then they turn around and blow that money in the same month or the next month. And they still living paycheck to paycheck, hand to mouth. Their mentality's not right. They go right back where they started at the end of every single month. They started with nothing at the beginning of the month, made some money throughout the month, spend it all in that month, and have nothing at the end of the month and be right back where they started. Turning in circles. Because the mentality is not there. See what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to offer today. You know what I mean? Listen, as always, I appreciate y'all. Hey, listen, if somebody got their heart hurt here and you decide to unfollow me or unsubscribe, hey, man, I feel you. I wish you the best. Deuces, holla at you. This ride ain't for you. It's time for you to exit off my highway, and I understand. I don't feel no way about that. Because I'm still driving down my highway with my foot on the gas. Let's go, baby. I'm going to level up every day. I'm going to progress every day. Your exit tells me that you're not ready to progress the right way. That's all. And that doesn't hurt my feelings. Know what I mean? Because it's not going to change what I'm going to do at the end of the day anyway. Feel me? Hey, listen. Hey, as I always tell y'all, you know what I mean? It's hashtag get real woke around here. We hashtag make it make sense. And y'all know when I come live, it's hashtag for the free. Hey, listen. As I always ask, you know, the best thing you can do for me is like, subscribe, follow, share this information with anybody that you think can benefit from this information. The more eyes we get on this content, the more people will be able to benefit, the more people will be able to change their lives, and the more people will be able to find the success that it is that they want to find. Yo, as always, I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all have a great weekend. Yo, listen, I holla!